Hey, welcome to the Dr. Crip Show. I'm your host, Dr. Crip. I just had a comment, was reading a comment by All Natural 2532. She had a comment about her cooking and all this other stuff, about how she could take care of her man and all this stuff. And it made me think about this story when I was in my sickness, because, when females live in the hood, when they move to a different hood, of course, the people in that hood is going to try to get with them. So it's a thing in the 90s, anybody that move over there, you already know how it go when you move in the hood. Female move in the hood, the homies is trying to get up in that spot. That's a new spot for me. So it was a new female on Western. And, as usual, I'm making my introduction. It took me maybe about a month or so, a couple of months, because first I was dealing with this other little female on Western that lived next door to her before I actually got her. And but when I finally did get her, I made the upgrade. She had the house, the other girl had the apartment. So I needed the house. Plus, the thing about that girl is that the homies used to have that house back in the day, so I wanted to be back in that house. So as I finally get old girl, you know what I'm saying? So, we doing her thing. The homies say if you can't get the keys in 2 weeks, then you ain't doing nothing. So, I got the keys, man. I got the keys. So, we doing our thing, you know what I'm saying? And I put every girl through, like I said, I put every girl through the 7-day challenge and all that type of stuff. So this was, sometimes you gotta build your way up to the 7-day challenge. Sometimes I might do 3 days, sometimes I might do 7. It all depends on what the level is. So this girl, I do her because, I'm a beneficiary. I come with everything. I do stuff, So, one day she kind of made me upset or whatever. So, I do the 3-day thing on her. Shake, you feel me? Boom. So around the 3rd day or whatever, she called me out the blue. And she like, hey, how you doing? Woo, this and that. She was like, oh, I'm cooking and you come by and, get you some food, this and that. And I'm going to make I think I'm going to make a cake too. I feel like a strawberry cake or something like that. So now I'm like, oh yeah, so what is it that you cooking? She said, oh, macaroni and cheese, greens, baked chicken, with the rolls and, boom. Now, all this happens to be my favorite dish. I am a freak for strawberry. Just hold it in front of my face and I'll do anything for it. And it's part of my and strawberry cake, that's the way you get me. You want me to come home, you feel me? So it's not dawning on me that she's making these dishes and I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, strawberry, how does she know all that? Like, So instead of being sad or whatever, she do a power move. Sometimes, when you pulling the 3-day, 7-day challenge thing, you gotta be wary for them sidebars. So she pull a power move. She called my sister, and she tell my sister, you feel me? So, cause she just met my sister. My sister in everything I do. So she called my sister. She crying. She called my sister crying like, girl, he left. He ain't called me in 3 days. I don't know what to do. That's what she called my sister and telling my sister. So my sister's like, girl, why is you calling me? I don't want to hear all that shit, woo. She like, girl, you want him to come back home? She like, yeah, I really do. She like, well, make him some food, this and that. She like, what should I cook? She said, you don't know what that man like? Like, nah. She like, girl, I ain't finna be involved in all that. You don't even know what this man. She like, I'm finna tell you what to do. You want him to come back home? Yes, I want him to come back home. Call him and tell him you finna make baked chicken, macaroni and cheese in the oven, not on the stove top. That real. You finna do that, greens and whatever else, some yams or something like that. And he gonna come home. Oh, and make a strawberry cake too. What? She like, girl, you don't know. Do all that. Call him. Get off my phone. Call him and tell him all that. And boom. So she called me. Yeah, I'm making this. I'm making that. Yeah. I'm like, when all that's gonna be finished? Oh, later I just started. Boom. Could you bring me a drink? My friends over here. Yeah. I'll do that. So I'm confused as to how do this know that this is bringing me home, because I have to go home. I can't hang out with you. It's mac and cheese on the line and baked chicken and greens. I cannot stay with y'all all day. I got to go at some point. And it's a strawberry cake being made. Lord. So I said, let me go get the drink for them, because they, she probably cooking, it's a hot stove, you feel me? Boo, 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 this and that. So that, I'm one of them old school, so I feel for the woman that's cooking over the stove, the Sunday dinner and all that, making it good and all that. I love that, you feel me? Coming there, grabbing ass, all that type of stuff. And if we in here by ourselves, you're gonna get hit, you feel me? So I do all that. I love it, coming in there, cooking with you and your friends and all that. That gives me excited. It excites me, and it makes it stick up. Right? So I'm like, so listen. I said I'll be over there in the minute. I think I'll get y'all a drink, bro. So I come in the house and I see pots, but it's not my job to be what's in it, do this and that. I don't do all that, right? I just know that you saying what you cooking. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. So the only thing that I look for to see, and I'm not really gonna say nothing, but if the mac and cheese is in a pot on the stove, I'm not gonna say nothing, because some people can, whip up something with the but I come out the oven with me. I strictly come out the oven. So I see all that going on, so I'm not really tripping. Boom. So I give them, I give her the thing. There's some of her friends that didn't see me a couple of times. I'm the new man, this and that. So they like, damn, girl, you didn't score. I seen one of her friends looking like, damn. I'm like, yeah, if you looked a little bit better, I might, do something embarrassing in front of her, but you ain't looking that good. So I'm going to keep it 100. What's up, baby? Slap on the ass, kiss you on the cheek, boo, 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 drop everything off. Y'all need anything else? Oh, here go some weed, blunts, y'all straight, right? Boom, 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 boom. Let me grab this trash. Want me to grab the trash? Yeah, okay, baby, grab the trash. When I grab the trash, I'm on my way out the door. As I'm walking with the trash in my hand, my phone ring. When my phone ring, I grab it because it's a money ring. I got certain rings, you feel me? Boom, it's a money ring. So I'm trying to grab it real fast. And when I try to grab it real fast, I think I swung the bag against the fence and it got hung on something and it ripped the bag open. No big deal. Just some of the trash fell out, woo, woo, woo. So I'm not really tripping. When I finish off the phone, I got to pick the trash up. When I'm picking the trash up, I say, what is this? I didn't know what it was. I pick up the can and it say Glory Greens, instant and all this other stuff, right? Southern and all this. So I'm like, Glory Greens? What? I don't put two and two together. I'm like, what is that? You feel me? I never heard of this. So as I'm putting all the trash in the thing, I see like a couple of cans of the Glory Greens. You feel me? And I'm like, Glory Greens? What? I'm like, greens in a can? What is that? So I do what I normally do when I don't understand something that's in that I research. In this case, I called my sister and I said, hey, what is Glory Greens? And she like, oh, that's the new shit, woo woo woo, these, woo, when I cook. And I'm like, what? She like, yeah. I'm like, this bitch made me Glory Greens, right? She like, what you talking about? I'm like, I'm thinking this bitch cooking over a hot stove, sweating and all. And she came out the can with me with some greens. So my sister's like, oh, what, bro, what you? She like, where you at, right? So I guess she started remembering. She like, where you at? I'm like, man, I'm on Western. This bitch called me talking about strawberry cakes, back cheek, woo, woo, woo. So she's like, bro. She said, bro, I told her to do that. I said, what? She like, yeah, I told her to make you, because she called me crying because you've been gone for 2, 3 days, 4 days or something. I'm like, yeah, fuck, she got on my nerves about something, right? Like, yeah, she said she was crying. She wanted you to come back home. She ain't been answering her calls or nothing. So I told her to leave you a message saying what she cooked and all this other stuff. I'm like, you told this bitch to give me some greens out the can? She said, no, I didn't tell her to do that. She said, but look. I'm like, what is Glory Greens? Why they got this shit in the can? She like, that's the go-to. She like, bitches ain't cooking like that for niggas no more. Niggas don't know. I said, are you serious? She said, yes. I said, she like, bro, I already know how you love me when I cook over hot stove. I make them, I watch you cook everything. She like, bro, no. She's like, the Glory Greens then came in and cut the shit, and niggas really don't know because bitches is slapping it up, dicing it up with the little spices. So, because y'all go, y'all ain't knowing, y'all just coming on eating, and it's getting over. I said, you bullshitting. She like, yes. I said, oh, this faggot ass bitch, I don't want none of that. She like, you can't do that. I'm like, hell no. I'm like, I thought this bitch was in there sweating over a hot stove. She ain't in there. All this bitch did was put the chicken in, greens take 2-3 hours to cook. She like, yeah. They cutting that down with the Glory Greens. I said, that's some bullshit. I said, you gave me Glory Greens before? She said, I think so, but I'm not sure. She like, maybe I have, but I'm not sure. She said, but I think you had it before. She said, cause that other broad you fuck with, that's on that was on Van Ness. I was like, yeah. She said that bitch gave you Glory Greens. Because when I went over there to talk to her, she just, I was like, damn. I said, this is some bullshit. So I threw the trash away. So when I said, so this bitch is acting like she cooking over a hot stove, sweating all day and calling me. She told me, I called this bitch back, it's 1 o'clock. And I'm like, what time you gonna be finished with everything? She said around 4, 5. Like she really cooking all this shit is taking an hour. The chicken, that's an hour. You can put that in the oven at the same time, the macaroni and the chicken. So the greens coming out the can, I'm like, what else she giving me out the can? She probably gave you something else. Probably the yams came out the can too. She said, Glory got all that. I was like, oh, hell no. I felt that I was offended. You feel me? I have felt that I have been swindled. I felt I've been cheated. I felt everything because I really thought she was in there cooking over a hot stove, man. And she came with the glory greens on me. So I was like, yeah, okay. So I had to let her sweat it out. Once I found it out and I played it off like, yeah, I'll be back later on. I didn't come back to the next day. You know, and I was like, well, you know, let me see. And I was like, this shit tastes kind of weird. You feel me? And she was like, huh? Like, you know, everybody else is loving it. I was like, yeah, this shit, I don't know. It don't got that homemade touch to it. And I'm trying to see if this bitch finna say, I cooked them. I cooked them all. And she never said that. She was just like, well, she was like, I don't know what to say, you know. The greens is good, you know. I was like, yeah. I was like, all right. And I never said nothing, but I held that shit against that bitch for everything until one night I think I got drunk and told her. And like, yeah, we laughed that shit off though, but I was like, bitch, that's foul. So don't ever come at me about Sunday dinners and all that shit when you only whipping up an hour or something. Sunday dinner, bitch, take 4 hours to make. That's 4 hours. You feel me? Where I love you, kiss you, and rub on you. Not no 20 minutes and heat this. So yeah. You know, so you gotta be careful. So if you cooking all natural, you know what I'm saying, make sure you ain't no glory greens, ain't none of that can. Go to the store and get them yams, cut them up, go get them greens, pick them, and put it in that pot. I want 3 hours. This the Dr. Crip show. Glory greens.